First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash. Yahweh is who this world ignorantly calls God. Yahushai is who this world ignorantly calls Jesus. Ba'Hashem means in the name, Rakah means spirit, and Kwadash means holy. And that's all in the Paleo Hebrew. I also want to give double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Today's lesson, I want to pretty much go into some news that happened recently, literally yesterday, going into how the IDF, right, the Israel Defense Force, if I remember that's what it's called correctly, kills top Hamas man in Lebanon. And the U.S. said to promise Israel full support if war erupts. Okay, and this is significant escalation. Okay, pretty much the Israelis attacked Lebanon, okay, directly. Okay, and we know this is prophecy, right? We've been talking about this over and over and over again. Okay, and ultimately it's coming to pass. Right? As the scripture says, let's read that before we read anything. In Habakkuk, the second chapter, in verse 3, it says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time." Right, so the prophecies, right, everything is set in said measure. Right, everything has a time frame to it. For example, this can't happen unless this happens, and this can't happen unless that happens. Right, every prophecy is on point. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie." Okay, and that's what we're seeing right now. Right, World War III and the leads up to it, we're seeing it slowly build up. Okay, we're seeing the pretty much the tension. Okay, the escalation. And it's not lying. Right, it's happening the same way it's written. It says, "Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come; it will not tarry." Right, and when you go inside that word tarry, it goes into like procrastinating, taking forever. Right, when you read it in the NLT, it gives you a better, pretty much a breakdown. It says this vision is for a future. Salakia, let me get a breath. This vision is for a future time. It describes the end, and it will be fulfilled. If it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place. It will not be delayed. And that's exactly what's happening. Right, the prophecies about World War III are slowly but surely taking place. Okay, we're getting to that point because what we read right here. Right, I pulled up the news. Right, let's see what it says right here. Thousands of Iran-backed fighters offers to join Hezbollah, which is pretty much like Lebanon's forces, in its fight against Israel. Right, when you go into it, is because of this exchange yesterday and everything that's been happening. Okay, let's read a little bit here. It says, right, kill a top member. Right, they have more than 100,000 fighters. Hezbollah, right, Iran, Iraq, Syria, Yemen. Okay, to fight these Israelis, and everything we're seeing right here is scriptural. Right, in two spots. Let's read it. First one, in Jeremiah chapter 50, in verse 45, it says, "Therefore hear ye the counsel of Yahweh, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans." Now this is talking about America. Babylon the Great is talking about America. It says, "Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them." Right, when it's talking about the least of the flock, okay, it's talking about those Israelis over there, right? Which actuality they're Edomites. Okay, they're Edomites, and they are the least of the flock. Okay, this small group of people, they're gonna draw them out. Draw out who? Draw out the big nations. They're gonna draw out World War III. Okay, because from this little small conflict of Israel-Palestine, eventually it's gonna turn Israel full on Israel and Lebanon, and eventually Israel-Iran. Right? We already see that Iran's backing Israel. Okay, and who's backing Iran? Russia. Okay, who's backing America? Or who's backing Israel? America. Okay, that's how World War III is gonna get in the midst, and slowly but surely is getting to that point. Alright, so one more time it says, "Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them." Right, because these least of the flock, these people over there in the Holy Land, Israelis, bringing out these big nations, they're gonna destroy themselves because of that. Right, these nations are gonna go over there and destroy the entire land of Israel. And after they're done with the land of Israel, they're gonna come here to America. Right, it says, "At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations." Right, and Babylon is going to be taken by nuclear missiles. Right? That's why it says the earth is going to be moved, and it's going to be a great noise. Okay, it's going to be caused by nuclear missiles from all these nations on the earth. Every single nation is going to turn and shoot missiles upon this place. Okay? So, but everything is in a timeline. Right? Everything is in a timeline. Okay, let's read a couple more articles. Let's see. Israeli defense minister flies to U.S. for critical talks on Gaza and Lebanon 5 hours ago. Israel defense chief has a DZ as Hezbollah escalates threats. Right? And we're at a point of pretty much a no return. This is not gonna die. It's not gonna die down. Okay. Lebanon. In normal countries, this is by Israel. It says in normal countries, airports are used for travel. In Lebanon, airports are being used to store Iranian weapons, missiles, and explosives. So this is from the Twitter, Israel's Twitter, right? Official Twitter. That's what they're saying. That they're storing Iranian weapons in Lebanese airports, and that's why they're attacking. Right? Israel Hezbollah face-off raises risk of wider conflict. Right? And that's exactly what's going to happen. Is that this conflict is going to bring out the big boys. Okay? It's going to bring out the big boys. Let's go to Ezekiel the 38th chapter. Goes into all of this. Right? Prophecy about Gog and the future invasion of Israel. Okay? It says, Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse 1, it says, And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. Right now, when it's talking about Gog and the land of Magog, it's talking about Russia. Right? Because if you were to go where Gog, the land of Magog, where that was in ancient times, and compare today, it would be exactly where Russia is at. It says, And say, Thus saith Yahweh, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. And I will turn thee back, and put hooks into thy jaws. And I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Okay, that's exactly what's going to happen. Right, going into the military equipment. Okay, it's symbolic horses, horsemen. Okay, airplanes, guns. Okay, this is what the Most High is going to do. Right, he's going to turn thee back. He's going to turn back the Russians to that USSR mindset. Okay, that mind frame they had of just going all out. Okay, they're about that action back then. Right, he's going to literally force them. It says he's going to put hooks into thy jaws and bring thee forth and make the Russians do these things. Right, because a lot of people, they might look at Russia and all these presidents and why are they so focused on war? The reason is because the Most High is working on their minds to fulfill prophecy. Right, he is the one doing it. So Yahweh, the Most High, is making these Russians, hey, go out there and fight. Okay, and it says Persia, which Persia is talking about Iran. Right, a lot of people don't know this, but before Iran was called Iran, it was called Persia. Right, Iran, officially the Islamic Republic of Iran, also known by its Western given name Persia, is a country in West Asia. Right, so Russia, Iran, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Right, so these eastern countries are going to pretty much squat up with the Russians. And it says Gomer and all his bands, the house of Torgamar, which is talking about Turkey here, of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. It says, Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself thou, and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. And that's the point, is that Russia, Gog, land of Magog, is going to be a guard unto these nations. Right? Russia is going to be the ones at the front. They're going to be the ones at the forefront, putting forth the face. Okay? Which goes to show that Iran, all these countries, right, you have Russia backing them. So when these countries get involved, eventually Russia is right there to get involved too. So that's why we go back to Jeremiah 50. It says, Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Right? It's all going to happen from the least of the flock. Okay? The least of the flock. These people over in the Holy Land, Israel, Palestine, like I said, eventually Israel, Lebanon, eventually Israel, Iran. Russia gets involved because of Iran. America gets involved because of Israel. America, Russia, East versus West. That's what it's going to lead to. And slowly but surely, we're getting to that point. Okay, we're getting to that point. So I'll leave it at that. Just wanted to touch on these news articles and what's happening. Right? Israel will be the ultimate loser in war with Hezbollah, Iran says, and that's true. Right? When you go into it in Ezekiel 38, it talks about that. If we keep reading, it says, And after many days thou shalt be visited, in the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people, and against the mountains of Israel. So talking about how these countries, Russia, Iran, Ethiopia, Libya, they're going to come against the mountains of Israel, which have always been waste, but it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. Right? It says, Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm, thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands, and maybe people with thee. Right? Going into how, hey, they're going to be attacking that land. Right? They're going to ascend and come like a storm. They're going to be like a cloud to cover the land. That's going into how many missiles are going to be flying upon that piece of land. Right? Literally covering the skies, man. Okay, Israel is going to be destroyed by the hand of Russia, Iran, and those eastern countries. It says, Thus saith Yahweh, it shall also come to pass, right, while they're destroying Israel, thus saith Yahweh, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages, I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having neither bars nor gates. Okay? And when it's talking about how they're going to be destroying Israel, they're going to have an evil thought, and go to the land of unwalled villages, this is talking about America. Right? America is the land of unwalled villages, right? Because if you were to look at an American map, right, you would see all these states, right, with lines, but there's no actual walls. There's no actual divisions. If you were to go there in person, right? So this is when it's talking about the land of unwalled villages. Each state is symbolic for a village. Okay, and there's no actual walls. The land of unwalled villages, America. Okay. And it says, I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, right? Because these Americans don't think that they can be touched, right? They think that we're the super house military, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but they're quickly going to realize that these hypersonic missiles that these Russians have, hey, there's no defense technology to stop that. Okay? It says, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land. That's exactly what they're going to do, right? These Russians are going to make this place desolate. Okay, it talks about that in, I think it's 51, Jeremiah 51. Let's read it real quick. In Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse... Nah, it's in Jeremiah chapter 50. Alright, Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 9, it says, For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon, aka America, an assembly of great nations from the north country. And they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. And that's the point, is that when it's talking about their arrows being shot as a mighty expert man, the arrows is symbolic for the missiles. Okay, and they're going to set themselves in array against her, against America. And they're going to shoot perfectly. Right? None is going to return in vain. Every single missile that is shot is going to hit its destination. Okay? This is talking about nuclear destruction. And that's the evil thought, okay, that they're going to have when they're destroying the land of Israel. To go out to the land of unwalled villages. So, slowly but surely, it's going to get to that point. And before anything even actually goes, even before any nuclear missiles go off, the mark of the beast, which is the chip, has to be made mandatory worldwide. So that's one of the signs, one of the measuring sticks we have on prophecy. And if we see these escalations, rumors of wars and wars, that means that, hey, the chip has to be right around the corner, right? Something is about to go down. So I'll leave it at that. Hopefully this is edifying. With that, I give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakak, Wadash, and double honors to the outer bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Shalom, see you like Shalom.